to spray when you travel without a cooler. Now this stuff is, I won't call it emergency stuff, it's occasional, because we usually pick stuff up from the store on a daily basis, and we bring it back to the camper. Whether it needs to be refrigerated or not, it doesn't stay out very long. It's just in the grocery bags until we get to it. So we get to a campground and or a campsite, and we just cook up what we picked up, and then when we can't get to a store on the way, or if we spend a few days over, we break open this kind of stuff. New England cinnamon hazelnut, good stuff. Because we don't carry a cooler around for a month and we don't have a fridge, I know this is distasteful to a lot of people, but when you need to have some milk for your cereal in the morning, powdered milk, for those of you who are older, you're very familiar with this. We used to use it a lot when I was younger. It's not whole milk, it's more like skim milk, but that's all we would drink anyway. Actually, we don't buy milk and use it, but we don't have cereal at home. But again, these small trays with a little rubberized pad on the bottom go in here, and salt and pepper and other condiments will go in there, and then they'll sort of say self-contained in this area of the cabinet after this starts to empty a little bit. For us, we do need our entertainment, and we have an antenna, but we're not always within range of getting TV stations. But the USB drive, which I got a new one, it's 128 gigs. It's got dozens and dozens of movies and season 1 of some TV series that we've been meaning to, look into at some point, and this will be the opportunity for us to do that. Now, we don't spend our days in here watching TV, but sometimes, when it gets later in the evening and you decide to come in and it's really not ready for bed yet, or it's raining out or whatever, it's nice just to have something to do besides sit here and look at each other. Right there, the USB drive. What I'm doing now is making sure that what I've got on there works. I had checked a bunch of stuff out earlier, but I found out of about 20 or 30 movies and TV shows I had on there, I had 4 that didn't work. Just the format that this older TV and that special device I have to run it, the codecs don't work with it, so I have to find a different version of it online to download. So, what are we bringing with us on our trip? Let me go back up to the top here. You see there's a lot of them. I'll just start from here. We have the core, which is a traditional one we always bring. The Last Kingdom, I've got season 1. The Power of the Dog with Cumberbatch. The Princess Bride, cult favorite. The Tomorrow War, good sci-fi action. The Tudors, seasons 1 to 4, which is an excellent period piece about Henry VIII. The Gilded Age, which is kind of like a Downton Abbey replacement that Joyce will like. Utopia, complete series. The New West Side Story by Steven Spielberg. Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Yellowstone, I get season 1 in there. The Martian, which is a very good movie. Dirty Dancing, which we haven't seen in ages. The Money Heist, which is supposed to be a good series. I have season 1. Citizen Kane, which I haven't seen in ages. Cool Hand Loop, which I haven't seen in ages. Dolomite Is My Name. That is a new one which we wanted to check out. Explorers, kind of a kid's movie, but it has nostalgia feelings for it. Footloose, From Russia with Love, a Bond movie, probably the best one. Grease, and Homeland, which we've never seen. We're going to try again. It's a TV series. Pretty Woman, Sandition, which is also another new series. Star Trek, the 3 seasons of the original series. That's for me. And that's it.
Well, we're within 30 minutes of heading out for 30 days. So beautiful sunny weather. We're having some really nice spring weather. It's going to be in the 70s, maybe even hit 80 here for the next week. And it'll be warmer where we go, though. We're heading across the Midwest. So camper is ready to go. All the stuff that has to bounce around is on the bed. Cupboards are packed and full. Drawers are full with clothes. Wheel chocks are in. And we are good to go. It is 10:30. It's not a bad looking rig for being, let's see, 7 years old now. It was about 7 years ago we took our first trip with this trailer. The trailer's about a year older, and the truck. It's a 2015 F-150 V8 that hauls the trailer. Really good. No extra brakes needed. No consideration. It doesn't sway. Don't notice too much. I have the original brakes with 87,000 miles on the truck. So, and there's 30,000 miles on this camper. So, that's saying a lot. The camper isn't hard to stop. So, we're headed west. Not southwest, pretty much west. We have to go through New Hampshire, over the mountains of Vermont, eventually end up in eastern New York, where my daughter and her husband and 2 children are. We'll be spending a day with them. We're getting there today, Friday evening, and we'll spend Saturday with them. And then take off on the road on Sunday, which should get us out of the metropolitan areas. And it's not that metropolitan, but out of the east, which tend to be built up more, a lot better on a Sunday, probably with less traffic. And I don't know, probably end up someplace in Pennsylvania or beyond. A goal that I'd like to have this time around, I haven't been in 15 years, is Hershey Park. We love roller coasters. So we'll see where that leads us. We got to find some camping down there too. I think there's a place that I've found that's about 30 minutes away from it that should be pretty good. Do a couple nights there and one day at Hershey Park, if all goes well. So, haven't been more than 300 miles away from the house in the last 2.5 years. So this will be 2,500 miles away, 2,500 miles back, and probably 2,000 in between that, making a loop and going different places on our journey. Right now, furthest point might be Wyoming or Idaho from Maine. So that's a distance, but we really like it out west. So, we're off. You're on.
Hi.
So we're leaving New York at my daughter's place and her husband and 2 kids. 2 kids, and we're heading to Blue Knob State Park in Pennsylvania. It's going to be about a 6-hour ride, but it's 9 o'clock, so we'll get there and early to little later afternoon. And it looks like there's vacancy now, which is good. We didn't know how this was going to go, but
yes,
hopefully,
yeah.
we're all packed up and ready to go. And this is really the first leg of our trip. The trip to our daughters was just a stopover because they're on the way out. When you come out of Maine, they live in the Albany area, and no matter if you're going west or south, you can almost go right through where they live without hardly any detour. So that's what we did. So we are off.
Yes! Yay!
State Park in kind of south central Pennsylvania, and we've taken and made a couple of sandwiches with Peter Pocket. It's just a really quick thing. You can see we're barely set up here. We're just planning on sleeping here, until we get on the road again.
Yep.
And it was a long ride. We're on the road for about 5.5 hours, I think.
Yeah.
And it's about 85 degrees, but this park is at elevation quite a bit, so it's going to be cooler tonight, which is nice.
Yes.
Anything to say, Joyce?
Yeah. Hi. Happy camping.
Well, it's morning, and the camper is ready to go. I put the awning down yesterday for a little while, but I put it back up before we went to bed in case it got, windy or rainy. And that's really about all we did, except for, plugging in to top off the battery. The vehicle's pretty much ready to go. That's what's nice about this camper, is that if you set up a lot, you're about 15 minutes away from leaving. And if you set up a little bit, you're 2 minutes away from leaving. Without having to do much of anything else. I plugged the battery in to top it off. Of our 200 amps, we've been using about 3% a day. So, that's not much because you can use about 75% of a lithium battery. So we get down to like 97% and then 94% the next day. So we got, a long time. I've timed turning everything on, and the thing lasted 5 to 7 days. Just turning everything on in the camper. So the battery has been a definite upgrade for us. I'll put a link at the end or down below of my battery system that I have and the installation of it. It's a little more expensive, but it's almost no work to do it, no setup. It's a pre-made unit. It actually works pretty good. So, almost off, heading west.
And we're heading out from
Blue Knob State Park.
Blue Knob State Park. And we're heading west.
But we know we got to go out of here and kind of head west until we hit civilization. Hopefully there'll be a signal, and then we can plan our trip and go to kind of plan to another state park or another camping area. Try to head in that direction, something that has the right number of travel hours to it, because right now we're just kind of going west. So that's what we'll be doing.
Yeah. Here we go.
Seatbelts.
Yep. I forgot my seatbelt.
We are at a really nice campground in Ohio, and this is just one loop. And as you can see, it's it is later in the day. It's almost 5 o'clock, and the place is empty, just like the last one was. And to tell you the truth, I thought that we'd have a hard time finding campsites. I'm sure the weekend it'll fill up, but boy, We could have chosen, it's really about 90 or 95% empty. What's the name of the campsite, the campground again? Dillon. Dillon State Park. Dillon State Park, and did a really nice campsite. I just showed it to you. It's just 3 loops and 23 or 27 bucks if you want electric or not. And boy, we've been to Ohio campgrounds before, and they're made similarly, because I recognize the camp store where you sign up. It looks very familiar, even though I've never been to this particular one, but they're designed along the same lines, I think.
Maybe.
You think we've been to this one? We haven't.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
But if we have.
It's a nice.
It's a nice one.
campground.
And we were able to choose from, you said just pick 2 or 3, but I saw none with tags on them or reserve signs, hardly at all. And there's a couple hundred of them, right? I think.
Yeah.
And we just picked the one that was, so the bathhouse is not too far away, which can be kind of nice. There are a lot of people who are camped not near the bathhouses because they have, rigs that have bathrooms in them. But of course, being minimalists, we don't.
No, we don't.
So, we've come out here in just a few days, and we've given ourselves a month or whatever time we want. So whether we take 3 weeks or 5 weeks, it doesn't really matter. But we might as well come out here now that we've spent all this money on gas. If anybody's looking at this video at a much later date down the road, when hopefully gas has come down in price, like a year or 2 or something, we're paying about $4.39 to $4.59 a gallon for gas. I do see some for $4.19 out here that I'm going to top the tank off. So usually get about 14 miles a gallon.
Yeah, something like that.
But we knew we were going to be spending a lot of money on gas, but we haven't been out very far in the last 2 or 3 years. So this is it was like we were just going to do it.
Yeah.
So what's for supper tonight? Well, we got a little Newman's Own, kind of like a seasoned tomato sauce, and some Rotel, which is like a rotini, and we'll mix those together. And quick and easy is really about what it's about. So Joyce,
Yes,
what have you got there?
we've got a rotini with tomato sauce and some provolone cheese.
And Canada Dry.
Dry.
Very good.
Yep. Bon appetit.